Now we have a third tree, not a third tree, a third tree. No, a third tree. We Irish have a problem with TH. Good morning, everybody. So we just do that one from here this morning. This morning. And then we can head over to our other little one over here. So I'm not sure if any of you noticed that last night I was in Jerusalem and the novena for the Holy Spirit was broadcast, and I have been asked to contribute some reflections about how the Holy Spirit is poured out. You know, the divided tongues, the separated tongues, the parted tongues, a participation of the Holy Spirit in every one. And when Paul hid out after they prayed over him in Antioch with Barnabas and Mark, and now there are so many gathered to say goodbye to him, and just from one place, from Ephesus. And that Holy Spirit continues to be poured out. You can see the novena on the Magdala platform on YouTube if you want to check it out. Preparation for Pentecost. Some people think that the novena is a Catholic invention, but actually it's in the Acts of the Apostles in the first chapter. After the ascension, they go to the upper room to pray for the coming of the Holy Spirit. 9 days of prayer. That's the word novena. 9 days of prayer. And so little by little the Holy Spirit starts blooming in our lives, and our whole lives can become a full mess of Holy Spirit. Like this little tree here, there's definitely more red than green, I think. At least the impression is that dominant. And that's what you could say about the community in Ephesus. And we read today, it's amazing to see the blossoming of the community, the virtue, the love, the affection, the work done, the service given, and obviously all the issues of community life, the perseverance and resilience in front of persecution and misinterpretation and hostilities and all of that, and it continues to bloom and to go on fire, and the fire continues to develop and to spread. And we see it also at the Last Supper. It's amazing. It's kind of the same environment in terms of a farewell and extraordinary bonds that are developed, and yet a long way to go. Because at the Last Supper we see how the disciples still haven't even discovered what Good Friday is going to be. It will take only 24 hours, but they'll discover it, and then they'll be so hit and shocked and traumatized. It will take a lot of Holy Spirit to bring them back, to recover them, a lot of gentleness on Jesus' part in the risen Lord, touching their hearts, calling them back, relaunching them. Do you love me, Peter? 3 times. But there'll be a full blossoming of life to martyrdom. This is the same red. It's the same red. It's the same red. That martyrdom, that spirit of love that doesn't condemn the enemy and the aggressor, but prays for their transformation, because each of us have been transformed also. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's redemption. It's pure redemption, spelt out ABC in the little details of the ABCs of charity, of kindness, of goodwill, of hope, of faith, of love. You can go through all the virtues. All the virtues are strengths, right? Strengths are strengths in a redeemed person, little by little built up and redeemed with the Holy Spirit pouring through the grace of God. But for the grace of God, go I. I could just be on the other side as well, with a ruined life, ruining others. But the Lord is present, redeeming, lifting up, strengthening, like parents with little children. I think that image is so powerful. It's an image of the nature of creative things. The work of grace is working also because God is never distant. He is present. And then the bonds grow, the bonds of affection. And in both of these scenes, we have this extraordinary new community developing, emerging in this pagan society. First of all, this initial community around Jesus at the Last Supper, where there's a lot of emotion, sentiment, love, affection, bonding. And the words are very deep here in the Last Supper talk. And it's a prayer. It's a prayer to the Father. And they're so into Jesus that they are participating in his prayer to the Father. I mean, it's not everybody that allows everybody into their prayer, their interior personal prayer with the Father. That's something deeply, deeply, deeply personal. And so in the case of the Last Supper, the disciples are so intimately involved in Jesus' prayer. I mean, he's not hiding anything from them. And they experience this, you know. And that's actually verbalized also, that phenomenon, when he says, I have revealed everything to you. I call you friends, not servants. You know, the servants aren't privy to the business of the person, but deep friends are privy to. I apologize to those who got cut off with the, as I terminated the Wi-Fi and let it work on data here for this live stream. So on the reds of the bougainvilleas, and you have the reds of the ponciana tree that we just saw earlier. And each one has their own expression of the red of the Holy Spirit. Some it's martyrdom, some it's, well, it's all martyrdom for everybody, but some with giving their lives in a way that's a victim of violence, but others giving their lives in the daily routine of challenge, of growing, of serving, patience in illness, declining abilities in aging, or in working hard in school, learning and growing, like athletes training for life in the gym of study, and in the workroom, the workout room of intellectual endeavor, doing a doctorate, a lot of silent hard work, in forming ourselves as true disciples in the concrete facts of family tensions, alienations, difficulties, all of that human mix. No shortage of human mix in life, you know, even if you're living alone, separately. Sing to God, O kingdoms of the earth. So we have this concrete case of the community in Ephesus that travelled over to Miletus, all the leaders, the episcopoi, the ones who were overseeing, the presbyteri. Those two words give us bishop and priest. So already there at the very beginning of the community, there's a flourishing of order in the leadership of the community. And that happens in every community, in every sector of society and business. A little startup starts with 2 or 3 people, but suddenly, if it's blessed with success and growth, then they need a human resources person. And then they need administration staff and accounting staff and organization, and they need people who are able to do a little bit of conflict resolution, because so many people are coming with so much strength and so much fire from the Holy Spirit, and they have all these ideas and they're building up all this stuff. And then that leads to tensions, because the little jacket now is too small for the child, and it's bursting at the seams, and they need a bigger jacket and bigger structure, bigger. This is part of humanity. And on the one side, it's an incredible blessing and unavoidable. It's part of growth. On the other side, it becomes a great problem, because if our heart isn't completely transformed by the Holy Spirit, then it can hide a lot of, the structures can hide a lot of self-interest, and also just even unconsciously. And it's part of the renewal of the church and of life, the part of renewal of each organization and each and the church has also got that aspect because we're human beings. So it has a sociological aspect, and there's no way around that. It's just a huge blessing, but it's like each person is a blessing for others, but each of us is also a big burden for others. And we need each other to carry each other. We need a group. It takes a village to educate a child. And so the church, sometimes we can't just get back to the way it was with the 12 apostles. Well, we're just the Catholics, we're 1.4 billion. And that takes organization. It takes oversight. Episkopein, the word in Greek that's used for those who have the oversight in the church in Ephesus. And then you have you see that purple heron there? That's the one I'm focusing on there. Just there in the center of the screen now. They're so majestic, so beautiful. The need for purification for all people in leadership to particularly accelerate their own willingness to enter the mystery of Christ, to want to overcome their blind spots, their sluggishness, their stubbornness. Life keeps growing, keeps moving. In that sense, looking at these type of farewell moments with Jesus at the Last Supper, or with Paul in Miletus with the leadership of the church in Ephesus, and then we see the transition we just had with Pope Francis to Pope Leo, and everybody brings their richness and also their limitations, and the whole process is necessary for life to continue. It's amazing that we're all involved in this now. We're back here at the Sea of Galilee where it all started. And we can sing out, O kingdoms of the earth. Sing out to God, O kingdoms of the earth. With the psalmist today. You kingdoms of the earth, sing to God, chant praise to the Lord. And what started here with those 12 apostles, with the women, and how it has spread worldwide. And how many kingdoms of the earth have sung beautifully in their languages, all the countries in Africa, in Asia, in the Americas, in Europe, from South Africa to Norway and Sweden, from Alaska to New Zealand, and you can draw the lines you wish across the universe. It's amazing. Across the earth, across the planet Earth. And now human beings are looking out into space and seeing where they colonize. In a veil of the different circumstances, an environment without gravity, a different abundance of resources, and to be able to build, to expand, to go from Europe to America, to go from an island to the mainland, to go from a little planet to another planet. And that will bring a lot of blessings and a lot of tensions, a lot of challenges. And there we need the Holy Spirit, people, so that we can learn to not be thorny with each other, but to be a blessing of color and life and joy. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Beautiful morning here at the Sea of Galilee.